Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel, The Farmer's Show. In this video, I'm going to talk about a very important topic for all maize farmers and also farmers of other crops like beans, sorghum, groundnuts, etc. In this video, I'm going to talk about land preparation using conservation agriculture. I'll also dive into the dangers of ploughing your soil. So if you're a farmer and you have been facing high input prices, high land preparation costs, and also decline of yields from season to season, don't touch on your dial. Just continue to watch this video. The dangers of ploughing. Man has been ploughing his field since time immemorial. So ploughing has been around for centuries. However, it has a lot of downsides. Here are the dangers of ploughing. Ploughing loosens your soil and exposes it to erosion. So your soil will be easily eroded if you plough it because it will be very loose. Ploughing leads to loss of organic matter because when you plough, you provide a lot of oxygen because the soil becomes aerated all of a sudden, and then the microbes go into a period of vigorous activity, and then they decompose the organic matter very fast. So that one will lead to will accelerate the decline in organic matter in your soil. It also leads to loss of soil structure. Now, soil structure affects the aeration and water infiltration in your soil. Unplowed soil, which is prepared using conservation agriculture, normally has pores in it. The larger pores help water to infiltrate in the soil. The small pores retain water in between them. So some water can be retained in the small pores, and the excess water will drain away in the larger pores. Also, plant roots can easily penetrate through those pores. Now, when you plow, you pulverize the soil into a powder. That powder will lose all its pores. So some of the water will sit on the surface, like in puddles when it has rained, because the pores will have been lost, so it have nowhere to go. So it will sit on the surface and cause a lot of problems. Some water will also run off because it will not be able to infiltrate. So in the case of some dry spell, your crops will wilt because the water ran off. So if you plow, you cause all those problems. But in an unplowed field, if the excess water will infiltrate and percolate to deeper layers, and then some water will also be retained in the pores. So you not face a big problem when there's some dry spell. Plowing also encourages weed growth because whenever you plow, you bury the weed seeds, and also you scratch their coats when you are plowing. That will encourage most of the weeds to germinate. But in undisturbed soil, there will be no encouragement of weed growth. Plowing also disrupts the activity of beneficial microorganisms. So you see that plowing causes a lot of problems. Plowing also demands a lot of labor when you are using hand weeding. When you are using hand weeding, you suffer a lot because it is very physical, demands a lot of physical labor. And if you use a tractor, it means you incur high costs for fuel and high maintenance costs for the tractor. So you should reduce or even do away with plowing completely. Conservation agriculture is a method of crop production which involves not disturbing the soil. It also involves planting cover crops and maintaining a layer of mulches on the surface. So conservation agriculture has a lot of benefits because of minimum disturbance, little or no soil disturbance. So you gain a lot of benefits. For example, you minimize or even reduce erosion because the soil is not loosened. Water will infiltrate more. The weed pressure in your garden will also be reduced because they are not the weed seeds are not encouraged to germinate since you don't disturb the soil. You also save a lot on land preparation, in labor, physical labor, or fuel costs for the tractor, or maintenance costs for the tractor. You also promote soil health because the mulch layers which are maintained on the surface will also decompose and increase the organic matter content of your soil. More water will also be retained if you do conservation agriculture, and a lot of it will be conserved because of a reduction in evaporation. All those factors will work together to increase your crop yields. Now let us see some conservation agriculture methods we can use. The available options for conservation agriculture include hoeing the weeds at the surface. Now you can cut the weeds at the surface, always being very careful not to disturb the soil. You use the hoe to cut the weeds at the surface. You avoid disturbing it. All those weeds you have cut, you leave them to cover the surface as a layer of mulch. And you have to resist any temptation to burn the mulches or even pushing away to the sides of the garden. That one is also not a good practice. You should distribute them evenly on the surface. Hoeing the weeds at the surface is very effective in controlling the weeds, although it demands a lot of physical labor. Now, another option is spraying with weed killers. You can spray the weeds with weed killers. Weed killers are very effective and they are also cheap and fast, although they are very controversial. So you should use environmentally friendly weed killers, and you should also follow the recommended guidelines to minimize environmental impact. Another option you can use is that you can plant cover crops. Plants like mucuna and sun hemp control the weeds very effectively. They also fix nitrogen in the soil and can also increase the amount of organic matter in your soil. They also keep a protective layer of mulch on the surface, which will further control the weeds and also retain moisture. So cover crops are very good. You can also include them in your option. You can terminate the cover crops at any time you want. You can wait them to seed such that you can harvest the seeds for further use, or you can also terminate them early on before they produce the seeds. When you terminate them, you leave them on the surface and distribute them evenly such that they can protect the surface of the soil. Now, so with all those practices, you will reduce on land preparation costs, you control the weeds more effectively, you will retain more moisture in the soil, so your crops will not suffer a lot if there is some dry spell, and eventually your yields should increase. So if you have found the information in this video helpful, please share, like, and subscribe. You can also click on the notification bell such that you don't miss on any uploads. Happy farming!
Subscribe.